Hey, it's Mike Matthews, and welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast, the longest-running self-produced daily podcast on planet Earth. It is episode 2971. What do you think? You gonna buy some Bitcoin? The wonderful people at USA Today gave you a couple things that you need to know as far as risk-wise, because Bitcoin is a global and decentralized digital currency that isn't controlled by a single authority. It is a direct threat to central banks across the world, as well as their flat currencies. Of course, with the Trump administration entering the White House, the market is optimistic that regulations friendly to the crypto industry will be put into place here in the U.S. Also, there are worries that quantum computing, which is essentially consisting of supercomputers that can handle extremely complex problems, could crack Bitcoin's cryptographic setup. And that would expose everyone's private keys, making the entire network worthless. But that would also mean other highly secure data repositories would be in serious trouble. And they say at USA Today, given its incredible historical performance, Bitcoin has undoubtedly been able to raise someone's purchasing power over time. But there are still critics who will point to its failure at becoming a true store of value. It has experienced multiple drawdowns of greater than 50% in the past. They're saying if volatility remains, it could keep a large number of investors away. It was interesting on Marketplace, that's run by American Public Media. They were interviewing a guy who made a lot of money off of Dogecoin. And he was all happy that Trump was getting into office because of the deregulating that would be going on with cryptocurrencies. But then he was worried because, well, he's undocumented. So there's that going on, and I'm sure that's not the only case here in the U.S. Well, all these topics and more we will jump into as we walk into Café Anyway, but after you. Café Anyway, welcome to Café Anyway. It's Mike.
It's Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2971. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews here at Café Anyway, somewhere in podCastro Valley.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The last place on earth. It's Mike Matthews in Ameritopica with lots of interesting topics, and I'm trying to find one to tell you right now at the beginning of the podcast. Something that will make you go, wow, Mike, that's fantastic. Didn't rhyme, but whatever. California leads the nation
Mike's Daily Podcast.
in last-minute Christmas shopping. Yes, California leads in last-minute Christmas shopping.
Mike's
Because
Daily
they
Podcast.
have the most holiday searches occurring in December. Florida ranks second. Last-minute shoppers focus on gifts for women. That's what they do. They do a search for gifts for women and Christmas gifts for mom. California and Florida, the top. With gifts for women and Christmas gifts for mom, the top last-minute searches across states. As the holiday season is in full swing, many shoppers across the country are waiting until the last minute to secure their Christmas gifts. A lot of states are showing how much procrastination is going on. The people that want you to use their website non-gam stop bets. What the heck? That's an odd looking. That by analyzing search data from October to December over the past 3 years, they have found that the states with the highest proportion of holiday shopping searches occurring in December have been identified. California number one, and let's see, Florida second, then coming in at third, Nevada. The term gift for women seems to be the one. New Jersey is number 4, Arizona is 5th, Texas is 6th, and who's at the bottom of the list?
And here's today's podcast picture.
Colorado's at the number 10th spot. The podcast picture is not a Christmas one. I've been doing a lot of Christmas pictures lately. But this time around, I decided I would do something fun. That picture taken on my birthday, my lovely lady friend and I were driving around the far East Bay, like on the outskirts of the Bay Area that all the late great Basil the Boxer would have enjoyed this trip. We were in a town called Rio Vista, and they have this cool restaurant in there that's got all these animal heads. It's kind of morbid, but there they are. And there's a picture of me making a funny face. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. You don't want to miss it. The methodology, by the way, was a list of search terms relating to Christmas and last minute. It was created using Ahrefs. Ahrefs, rather. For each search term, the average monthly search volume data between October to December from 2021 to 2023 was collected using Google Keyword Planner for each of the U.S. states. Thank you for doing all that work. Let's see. What's this one here?
This show is clean.
That is true. Let's see what this is. Mike is looking at what this is. And what is this on this clean show? Juan Soto is baseball's $765 million man, and he has signed the richest contract in professional sports history. Juan did. It's for 15 years. It's for $765 million, and it's with the New York Mets. So that comes out to $51 million per year. Chipotle is raising its menu prices again.
Woo!
I know. Raising prices as much as 2% in response to inflation. Avocados and dairy are the main reasons why. Avocados and dairy. It's the 5th menu price increase that they have done at Chipotle since June of 2021. Interestingly enough, and I found this out watching the Weird Food History channel, that for a while Chipotle was, and I think it was started in Colorado, it was owned by McDonald's. They had a...
Mike is on it, man.
Go where no man has gone before.
We love it, Mike.
I'm sort of on it. No, but they were on it. McDonald's had a investment in it, but then they sold their investment and got out a little early, but perhaps had they waited a little longer, they would have been there for all the bad times that Chipotle had with all the contaminations and whatnot. More than 58 million Americans are estimated to have had one or more packages stolen this year. This calls to mind an interesting story I heard from the state I used to live in for 2 years, Alabama.
This is Mike's Podcast Picnic.
And if we're talking Alabama, we got to have some pulled pork. There was this place. This is back when I was married. My ex-wife and I used to go to this place called Lawler's, and they had a $5 pulled pork plate. And the way I said it was like that, and it was funny, and we'd laugh. We'd laugh at how I said it. But yes, to have some here at my podcast picnic, it's delicious. Okay. We used to eat there way, way, way too much. We gained a lot of weight in Alabama. But there is someone in Alabama that what they...
through that. I got into it.
What they got into, well, when somebody tried to porch pirate and steal their packages, someone had done it for many, many times, apparently. So this homeowner got sick of it, and on their porch, they decided to put a package that was not actually a package this person was receiving, but had a tracker in it so that they could track the porch pirate. And they did, and the police caught him, and that's great. But yes, people are getting robbed. So more than 58 million Americans are estimated to have had
one. You are a man. Sometimes you wear stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants? No, they have estimated to have had one or more packages stolen this year. The median package value that customers reported to law enforcement, the average price that the package was worth was $195, what they reported to law enforcement. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica.
Anyway,
it's where we are. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing? I brought my horse Nelly. And to Disgruntled Fiddle Player tell you what. What? I'm amazed that someone didn't just wait there in Alabama by their package item. And somebody is back right now. Oh, yeah. Hey, lovely lady friend is back. Lovely lady friend, I'm doing a podcast outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, and we have a podcast picnic where we have the $5 pulled pork plate from Lawler's in Alabama. Yeah, $5 pulled pork plate. It sounds delicious, $5 pulled pork plate. Put as much barbecue sauce on that as you want. Pulled pork plate.
People get stuck on stupid, you know what I mean?
So we're binge watching Elementary. We're almost done. It's sad. And the last one we watched, there was some kind of caper going on that they were trying to solve, some sort of mystery that involved baby formula. But there was this one guy on the show, one of the investigators, not one of the regular cast, but somebody else. The regular cast included Johnny Lee Miller, a fantastic British actor. And you know, I love my British actors. And Lucy Liu, who is in one of my favorite songs of all time, Hey Ya, by Outkast. Hey, all you baby dolls and Lucy Liu's, get on the floor. You know what to do.
MTV News. You hear it first.
And then Andre 3000, who sings that song, does this crazy thing with his voice where he does the climb. You know what to do. You know what to do. You know how he does it. It's great because you've heard the song a gazillion times. You're probably sick of it, but all right. That's my little music news. And I'm Kurt Loder with music news about Outkast. How's Big Boy doing? Wow. I actually read the lyrics to the song, I Like the Way You Move, and even I blushed. What was I doing? I blush? No. We were talking about the pulled pork plate. Oh. Yeah. And finally, Moana.
Fabagoo. Things to do.
If you say her name 3 times, you end up in Hawaii. No, it doesn't work. Shoot. The Fabagoo Things to Do is not that, but it is people that are going to see Moana anyway. It recorded another blowout weekend, 2 weekends in a row. That's amazing. It has now brought in $600 million globally. And get this. So this is 2 things this year that were underestimated. This originally was conceived as a Disney Plus series. They weren't even going to put it in the theater. And it did so well in the theater. The other thing, and I forget if Disney owns this property as well, this intellectual property.
You will travel into the incredible universe.
That may or may not be intellectual property of Disney as well. The late, great Paul Frees. But you know, from the wonderful ride, The Trip Through Inner Space, that we miss oh so much from Anaheim, California. I don't think it was ever in Florida. But the other movie, the Beetlejuice, speaking of which, I don't think that is a Disney. It was, Tim Burton based. Tim Burton directed it, I think. But, he directed the original. But I don't think that was... No, I think that's Universal. At any rate, that was... Magnification. They only agreed, Universal, to only a certain amount of money, a very low budget, and thinking it was going to basically not do well, but it did really well. So, there you go. That's my podcast today. Look who else is here. Hello, Mike. I make the delicious fruit pasta right now. Oh, boy. Oh, thank you very much. Oh. I hope we don't get interrupted by some other fantastic Paul Frees voice thing. He did all kinds of cartoon characters in the 60s and 70s. He's the voice of Boris from the Bullwinkle show.
The Royal Trump Tweet Decree.
I just want to say Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is a schlub. No, he didn't actually say that, but apparently he's been ripping on as most people had said, the handsome Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. It's all coming down with the tariffs and everything. Okay, what do you think about all of that? Here's the number to call.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline.
Area code 510-228-4640.
And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the main frame and hear from A-Frame. Thank you so much for listening to the show that is called Mike's Daily Podcast.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.